And we appreciate your presence. The first item on our agenda is approved by minutes from the last meeting. If there is any changes that need to be made, please acknowledge that. If not, do I hear a motion that we record them as you receive? Your second. Motion second in discussion. Minutes favor, let it know by saying aye. Anyone opposed, state your objection. Thank you. Motion carries. The first item on the agenda, road department maintenance update. Mr. Roll.
Morning. Morning. Do you have anything new much to update you on? Still patching potholes. A lot we have all three patch trucks running. Some of the district crews have crews that are doing some hand patching. Have a crew out in the Minton area. You know, we have some roads out there. Hopefully gonna have the surface treatments done on sometime in the next couple of weeks. I talked to the contractor last week. He was hoping within a couple of weeks to be able to start on those. These are some federal aid roads. And, have a crew out there doing some clipping shoulders and resetting some pipe, and also he's moved the patch truck out there to patch the shoulders on those roads, trying to get those ready to have the contractor. Most of the crews are still mowing. I think we're making pretty good progress with that. We'd like about 2 days on our first round on our herbicide application. Hopefully going to try to finish that up next week if the weather allows. About all I have for you. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer those for you.
Thank you, Mr. Roll. Any questions?
No questions, Mr. Rose. I just appreciate the work that you and your crew have done in my district over the last couple of weeks, or a few weeks. I know we had some situations where we were trying to get some roads ready for a contractor, but we also had a lot of roads that still needed patching because they've gotten in really bad shape, and y'all worked around and got us 2 patch trucks up there for a little while. We didn't get caught up, but it sure did help us on our list, and so I appreciate that.
If it works out again where the other districts, sometimes they get busy, they can't use one. We make sure we keep all 3 of them running somewhere every day. So if they work out where I can get 2 back up there in that district again. We also have some roads that we have a reclaim list in District 1. And hopefully maybe next week, depending on the weather, we'll be able to get started doing some of that reclamation work also. We'll let you know this for your information. Our 3 graders that we're selling, they will sell at auction in the morning, sometime about the middle of the morning. I think the trucks that we have down there, the pickups, will sell probably on Thursday. So hopefully we'll have a good auction on these. We have all the new graders in, have those out in the field working.
So these are the new graders that had the sensor on there that control the crown of the road.
They have it's called a cross slope sensors on them, and it's really going to help us on our probably the bigger, wider roads. It will help a lot on. But this allows you to set a grade that you want to have. If you want 3%, whatever, you set that grade, and one side you lock it in, the other side remains manual. And if you raise this side up, this other side automatically comes up with it. What it does, it keeps the percentage on the crown, keeps it consistent through the road. So this is going to be a feature on these that is really going to be good habit. It's going to be helpful for us. So looking forward to learning and getting everybody schooled on how exactly to operate it. So it's not too complicated. They've showed me a little bit on it, but I think they'll all pick up on it pretty quick. It will be something to be very helpful for us. So.
Thank you, Mr. Gordon, Mr. Condon, Mr. Brawl. Any other questions? Thank you, Mr. Brawl.
I do have one personnel matter. We had posted an opening for a temporary employee, and I hired Terry Wadsworth to fill that temporary position.
Questions concerning the hire? If not, do I hear a motion we approve his request?
So moved.
Your second?
Second.
Motion second, any discussion? All in favor, let it know by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, state your objection. Thank you very much.
That's all I have for you.
Thank you, Mr. Brawl. Engineering damage claim, Mr. Cook, Mr. Luke.
Good morning. Morning. Typically, I don't do damage claims, but I'm gonna give you a little explanation as to why. After some discussion discussions with Mr. Sharp, Mr. Broyles, Ms. King, some others, I initiated a new procedure for evaluating road department damage claims. Throughout most of the majority of the state, the county engineer heads the road departments. And typically, the first call from the insurance company when they receive a claim is to me. And my first answer is typically, I don't have any idea. Because most of the time, that doesn't come through me. I don't see them, not as involved in those things. So starting back April 1st, we initiated a new procedure where anytime a damage claim is received, it is sent to me, and then either myself or Mr. Wallace will go out and actually look at the site. If it's a particular instance where we can actually go and look and see what's happened, we'll evaluate it, and I've created a form that I will fill out and provide with the damage claim that goes to the insurance, that details our findings and whether or not we believe the claim to be legitimate and why. So that hopefully they have as much information as they can up front and cut down on telephone calls and different types of questions. I know those things are going to continue, but hopefully this way we'll be more involved, know what's happening, and actually be able to go out, put eyes on it, and evaluate what that request is. So that's why I talked with Mr. Sharp, I believe, from this point on. Those kind of damage claims, I will be handling those in the meetings, and then we'll push those on.
All that still go through CRS.
Yes, sir. Yes, it'll all still be sent to them.
Thank you.
And so we
Okay.
received one from Janet Bearden on County Road 846. She had a busted tire from large church rocks that were there on the road. And we also received one from Dusty White on County Road 570. Went through there while the crew was doing a lot of patching and got some liquid asphalt onto his vehicle. So I've evaluated both of these, and it would be my recommendation that we do go ahead and send them on to the insurance.
Thank you, Mr. Luke. Do you hear a motion? Any questions about it? Do you hear a motion for the insurance carry?
Motion for.
Your second.
Second.
Motion second, discussion. Ms. Fair, let it know, saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, say the same. Thank you. Continue on with the asphalt bid.
Last week, we opened bids for some asphalt material. And the reason behind this is our annual bid for hot mix material that we use for road patching and paving. We've had a little bit of trouble getting some of the material from our local provider when we need it. I know they're not always running, and we understand that. But, you know, when we need the material, we need the material. And we only have one bid here for wiregrass locally. And so what we did is we felt it would be to our advantage and the best for us to rebid this material for the remainder of the fiscal year till our next annual bids start again. To be able to have some other pricing and bids from potentially other vendors that will allow us more readily be able to get material when we need it. We received two bids. One was from Reed, that's their plant they have over in Hollywood. Their prices, we had two items, their prices were $63 and $68 a ton. And we also received bids from DeKalb Asphalt out at Shiloh. But the material that we specified, they don't run. And she changed the specifications and gave us prices for the material that they run. It was $72 and $70, so it was more expensive than Reed. So it would be my recommendation that we award the remainder of this year, this contract to Reed. The contract or the agreement with Wiregrass is still good. We're not canceling it, but we're just trying to give ourselves some other options. We know we're able to purchase up to $15,000 worth of material, you know, in a year to not have to be under the bid. So we do have some options up to a point, but this will allow us to have another in-place, agreed-upon price for material that hopefully is more readily available. And Reed understands, I know Tommy understands that, you know, they can't fire a plant up and run a load of material for us, and we're not asking them to do that. They know that, but us in, but a lot of times if they're not running, they can't afford to come and run one load of material for us. So this just gives us another option, but it would be my recommendation that we award the rest of this contract to Regan.
Luther, any question? If not, do I hear a motion in order to request?
So moved.
Your second?
Second.
Motion second, any discussion? Minutes favor, let it know by saying aye. Anyone opposed, state your objection. Keith?
May I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Luther, going back to the White claim, I noticed there's opposition to the amount that he's claimed.
Yes.
And when that is forwarded to the insurance company, you provide all your information as to why
Yes, sir.
you found your position. Is that
Yes, sir,
correct?
that's same, I believe I guess you're looking at that
Yes.
sheet there.
Yes.
Yes, they will get this is what, this whole package here will be sent to them with that explanation as to why. I'm sure there will still be phone calls, but, just want to be able to provide as much information to them up front.
I just want to make sure we don't leave it to their investigators at the insurance company, because
Right.
that saves money when they see opposition from you and they deal with it. So, thank you, sir. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr.
Yes,
Luther.
sir, thank you.
Next, item on the agenda, Sheriff's Office training, Ms. Smith.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's very brief this morning. I would ask for permission for Officer Bell and myself to attend the ACCA training in Prattville on the 26th and 27th of this month.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. This is a program that we set up through the Alabama County Commissioners Association, and it's very vital to train of our officers, and these gentlemen, I'm sure will benefit from it. If there's any questions you all have about that, please feel free to ask Mr. Smith. If not, do I hear a motion to honor his request?
So moved.
Your second? Second. Motion second, any discussion? Minutes favored, let it know by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, state your objection. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Smith.
That was short.
Revenue Commission, taxes and litigation, Mr. Sharp.
It's always good to sheriff's office. The insolvents, bankruptcies, and tax litigation, Mr. Wells is out of town today, but he asked that I present this for him. Basically, this is items that, we do every year on after the taxes are brought in, that it's taxes that are not collected, and they're requesting credit on those, from the state. Insolvents, errors in assessments, and in tax and litigation. Looks like most of them are errors in assessments, but it's a typical thing that we do every year. And that's look minor compared to some of the years that we've had. But he's asked me to present that to you for your approval.
Mr. Sharp said it's something that we have to do every year, and he's not here today. Mr. Wilkes, that is. Is there any questions about that? If not, hear a motion that we approve this list.
So moved.
Your second.
Second.
Motion second, any discussion? Minutes favor, let it know by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, state your objection. Thank you. On July the 1st, I'm sorry, first name, sure.
The only other thing he had on personnel was that he does have in his budget for a temporary position, and he has not filled that position, and so he said he would like to hire someone just for the summer to help their records, and I don't believe he's giving me a name on that. He has asked for that approval from the commission.
Ms. Wilkes asked for approval to hire part-time personnel, which is in line with his budget. Any questions about that?
So we honor his request.
Your second?
Second.
Motion second, any discussion? Minutes favor, let it know by saying aye. Anyone opposed, state your objection, let the record so state. Garbage exemptions, on July the 1st, a new vendor will be taking over our garbage services. They're putting out even new canisters today. But, in that contract, there is allowed 500 exemptions, for people, who, meet the financial qualifications that go with that list, both in the county and at PALS. We do this every year. But there are 500, they allow us 500, and I think we had about 460. So it's down some with a few new additions. And then there is about 67 for the city of PALS. So, this is something that we do every year, but we have to record it in our minutes. Any questions about that? If not, then do I hear a motion that we, place this in our minutes for further reference if need should ever arise?
So moved.
Your second?
Second.
Motion second, any discussion? Minutes favored, let me know by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, state your objection. The next item on our agenda is the library summer reading program. Ms. Hancock wanted us to announce, and it's very important that children be really educated in the facilities that we have here in the county. And we have a wonderful summer reading program. Today she couldn't be here because of that, and it's very valuable for many people, and many people take advantage of that. But on June the 13th, which is Wednesday, at 10 o'clock, just across from the library at the Church of Christ, Keller Johnson Thompson will be the guest speaker at the summer reading program. That's at 10 o'clock, and I'd encourage anybody that can to go. Ms. Thompson is the great-great-niece of Helen Keller from Tuscumbia, and if there are those of you who have never had the opportunity to visit Helen Keller's birthplace in Tuscumbia and see the historical facts that are associated with that, not only in Colbert County, but in the surrounding area there, it would be good for you to do that. I've been twice, just lately, and I've carried my grandchildren there, but it's a good experience for them, and I want to encourage you, if you can, to attend this special meeting with Ms. Thompson over at the Church of Christ across the road from the library. It will be a good experience for you. It'll be a good experience for our children, and we just need to acknowledge that this great program brings people to our area that we are not acquainted with especially, but it will be good knowledge for our young people to have. That concludes our...
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
May I offer a correction? I believe it's Thursday, June 13th.
What did I say?
Wednesday. You said Wednesday.
I'm sorry, thank you, Mr. Cotton. On Thursday, June the 18th, that's this coming Thursday, 10 a.m. So keep that in mind and attend that if you can. That concludes our agenda for today. Our next meeting will be June 25th here in the chambers. Do I hear a motion to adjourn? Without objection, so ordered. Thank you.